Ping with the stream link and then just tell
Other.
people we're streaming it in the VC as well. Anyways, hello everybody. Welcome to Season 8 of MCS. Stream just starting now. This is the opening race of the season, technically. Not for points, exhibition race. And we have new faces in new places. And we'll be going through your changes today. And we'll enjoy a nice race here at the Toronto Street Circuit. I'm joined by Troy as always, because that's what we do. He just sent out the ping.
Entertaining race with how the format was set up this year.
Yeah. So, before we even get into the qualifying grid, hi Mari. The way the clash was decided is top 30 in owners points would make the event, and then they would invert the finishing of points last year to decide it. So, very different qualifying grids. So, we have some interesting names in here. And there will be a race winner, as Amari says.
Yeah, he sent me the qualifying thing, and I didn't really know about the new thing for this year yet, and I was really confused.
And based off of what we've seen off of practice times and in general race pace, especially at the road courses, I think your best bet to win this race
Drivers,
is honestly Edward's
to
car.
your cars.
He's always been good at the road courses, and
He's a top 10 road course driver, in my opinion. And he starts on the front row with not really that much competition around him until you get a little deeper in the field. So, today's race a little bit shorter. Obviously, the opening of the season exhibition race here at Exhibition Place. So, perfect track to be holding this at in Toronto, Canada. This will open our season, no points on the line, so just going to be hopefully a fun race. Let's go through your qualifying grid here in Toronto. So on the pole, Denny Ham will lead us there. He will lead us to green. Finished 30th in points last year. Did not win Rookie of the Year honors. That went to Julian Daniels, who's somewhere deeper in the field. And then alongside Denny Ham, Edwards Carl running the brand new subway scheme. A little bit of a refresh over the off season for the 69. Looking to open his season with a win. Something he wasn't able to do last season. Still yet to win in the next gen era. So a couple of races in and still hasn't captured his first checkered flag. We'll see if he can at least get one in an exhibition race. Then you have Dan Curry and Brady Coop. Brady Coop coming back to the Cup Series with Halvoline. So the AP Motorsports 91 sold to Halvoline Racing, and they have turned it into the 14, which will be driven by Brady Coop, who had, I would say, quite a good Dex Imaging campaign last year. And he returns to the Cup Series for, I believe, the third time. Because obviously he came up in the 18 back in Season 1. Then got dropped down. Then got brought back up in the 54, which is still in the Cup Series today. And then got dropped back down and is now back in the 14. So we will see if he can have a good season this year. And I expect him to. Obviously, we've seen Halvoline.
I think he'll surprise some people.
Yeah. Halvoline, I think, had a down year last year. But they were only running one car. They were the only Honda, so they were doing all their R&D by themselves and all that. So see if they can turn that around. And here is the rookie we're all paying attention to, Jalen Long. Potentially the hottest driver in the garage right now. We will see how he can kick off this season for Dodge on a floundering 70 team. See if he can turn this team around and go and hunt maybe a win this season. Bush, another rookie. We'll see if he can have a good season. He looked pretty hit or miss last season. He looked very, very quick at parts, but just did not have the luck. Ended up basically in 10th or 34th basically all season. Then we have last year's Rookie of the Year winner, Julian Daniels, in the 32. Then we have Bruce Knuckwit returning back to the Cup Series in the 59. So the second half of the Halvoline duo last year. Both of them come to Cup for different teams, different manufacturers. And then we have Brian Newman, Justin Bell, Roosevelt Ortiz, Brody Earnhardt, Troy Acosta, Clyde Wheeler Jr. Brand new paint scheme this year. Looking a little different in the 23. Then we have Augustine Pryor in a brand new paint scheme, looking to turn around last season. Then we have James Conway, Gary Collins, Corey McKinney, Carl Scott, Corey Soto, James Freeman, Bush, Christopher Conway, Austin Liang, Penny Kim, Larry Cooper Jr., driving the Kyle Busch throwback scheme to Lucas Oil Auto Club win. Then we have Harms, your defending champion, 2 in a row. He's got a brand new iRacing scheme this year. And then Wallace Fields, one of the best road course racers. And then we have Byron Wise in the DraftKings car. And then Chris Wolf in the 25 replacing Ross Newton. So no more 45 car, 25 takes over. And he will start from last. Obviously, Ross Newton had the best season out of anyone, had the most points accumulated over the season. So based off of the 45 becoming the 25, his owner points will place him 30th.
Now, Wallace Fields, of course, starting at the back. That's the owner points thing, the reverse qualifying. He won the Clash last year, so he's going to be looking to make his way up the field and go back to back.
Yes, now keep in mind, this being a relatively short race, we'll see how far they can get up. Now, it will help slightly that the cars in front of them are, in general, weaker cars and easier to pass, but not entirely true. I think, especially Edwards Carl, like we said at the very beginning of the show, gonna be the guy to catch, I believe. Welcome back, Amari. And then later this week, we have the duels at Daytona to set the qualifying grid for the Daytona 500. Then we have the D4 race, first race in D4 history in MCS. And then we've got, of course, the Trucks, Decks, and Cup Series all at Daytona this week. So, gonna be a crowded week. But let's get to racing in the Clash in Canada.
Is the new MCS stuff on like the original sheet now?
No.
Yeah.
Green flag! We're racing in Season 8 of the Menards Cup Series. Down into Turn 1, Denny Ham gonna clear, pose a huge gap. Now Dan Curry on the attack on the 69. 69 gonna be able to clear. So top 3, single out. Now Coop looking for an attack. He takes it the long way on the 74. Coming to the end of the long back straightaway.
Here come the two rookies side by side, Bush and Jalen Long.
Dan Curry able to fight off Brady Coop. As Coop goes into the wall. A couple of cars going to get into the wall a little bit. But besides that, mostly clean lap 1. As Denny Ham slides away into a 3 or 4 car length lead.
Yeah, and it wasn't this, but he has, not in the Cup Series, of course, but he has won at a street circuit just a year ago.
One at Long
And
Beach.
I think he, just because this race is so short, he'll have a solid chance to compete at the end. Let's go see how far some of the guys in the back have moved up in lap 1.
I don't think very far. Look at this. Not really much. Conway, I think, got up a couple, but street course is so technical, so hard to pass, especially on that first lap. Usually races really warm up on that first lap, and you can get really close to passing as Edwards Carl goes for a deep lunge into turn number 3 there. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Where you think of race starts and the initial start as a good chance to pass, it's just so clogged up, especially at a track like this, and you can't really force it 3 wide.
Yeah, especially at this track, which I would say is probably
The tightest.
one of the thinnest tracks that we've ever went to.
Now, no points race here this year. So this is their scheduled date for the year, but gives us a little bit of a look at what the road courses could look like. Obviously, a little bit of it's a bit different with the qualifying, as Carl closes in about a 10th that lap. And you saw his closing rate in turn 3 at the end of this long back straightaway. That's what I'm worried about, because I think he's just going to keep inching in. So he's trying to close, unable to do very much right now. Most drivers have found their way into their spot. 14 does actually have right side damage, as you can see. Hit the wall hard enough to actually make some physical damage. Oh, and Aaron Bush going to do the same thing. Going to go into the wall. Conway gets out of line. Trying to make something happen. So he actually got around Corey Soto.
And yeah, Conway this year, I would say, is in kind of an interesting spot now. Of course, he loses his owner, his teammate, that has kind of been the flagship car his entire career. Now Conway's suddenly put into a spot where he's going to be the energy guy who has to perform, and the guy who's going to have to win races. So we'll see how he does. He looked pretty good in preseason. And Energy's cars, at least, in preseason testing, seem to have taken a step up from last year. Maybe because Newton can focus more on developing and working on his cars more than himself.
And one thing to note here. Newton was the only Energy driver to win last year. Won a handful of races. And I think this year is a year for these guys to step up. I think Garrett Collins needs to at least get one. We know he's capable of winning. I think Conway has to get a couple. Soto needs to take that step up on road courses. We saw glimpses of it in Season 6 with how good Soto can really be. Just didn't have the year last year. And then I think Chris Wolf, kind of an experimental driver for this team, doesn't have a lot of background being the best driver, and especially after last year, obviously the 81, not the best equipment, and they took a big gamble on him. But
Yeah, I think Energy will be an interesting team to watch this season.
Yeah, I feel like the dynamic of that team changed a lot. Obviously, your team leader and team owner not racing anymore, kind of lose that ultra veteran experience that he has. I mean, obviously he's still around in the garage, but he's just not racing the car.
Yeah. And I mean, if you're an Energy fan or just a Toyota fan in general, although Chris Wolf hasn't really done much so far in his short career, I believe 3 seasons maybe now, two, three, two, I don't know, might be two. Yeah, it's two. 2 seasons, hasn't really done much, but the fact that Ross Newton saw something in Wolf and picked him to replace him should give you some hope for that 25 car.
Yeah, and I don't think Energy's ever really had a bus driver. Obviously, originally it was just Ross. Then they added uh, Christopher Conaway, and we know how that went. And then they added Michael Bryant, who wasn't the best, but
He won a few.
yeah, he got a couple of wins. I know he won Richmond. Oh, Pryor just gave a shunt to the back of the 23. And then obviously now picking up Wolf. He also had Jesse Earn in the car a couple of times last year. Ross Newton does plan on racing a little bit this year. He plans on trying to attempt the 500. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries the double in the 600 and the Indy. Wouldn't be too surprised if he tries that. And then I have a feeling he'll race a couple other races in there. Maybe a road course, maybe a short track.
Yeah, and fuck, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Energy. They're also in just an interesting spot all around because their team is very old compared to a team like Valvoline.
Well, with Ross Newton gone, it does get quite a bit younger.
Yeah,
But
the
Conway still,
other three I think are all 30 plus. I think Soto's the youngest.
outside of Wolf.
Yeah, Wolf.
I believe Soto's like 28, 29. I want to say.
See.
I want to say Conway's like 32 maybe. Although he might be like
Conway's
37.
like 37.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Conway's 37. I'm pretty sure Soto's like 31. No, Soto's 30. And then Collins is 32.
So yeah, got a couple more years out of a couple of these drivers, but I think Soto is eventually going to have to fill the role of the team leader, assuming he stays.
Yeah.
But we'll find out. Unk team? Not really. Have you seen Jimmy Watson racing? That's Unk team. So Curry last year was Unk.
Puff Racing is Unk.
That's also true. Although they have really good young drivers in the lower series, so that's fun.
Yeah.
They'll get young. Because they have Justin Ross and, I don't know, Steven Miller.
Yeah, when you really
Blake
think about it,
Miller.
it's kind of crazy how fast RBMS expanded. So remember when they were just the 23?
Yeah.
Now they have 3 now, because the 33 is gone. Kind of.
One thing I will say is this race really didn't go how I expected it to. That 84 has checked out, and it's not really a fluke. Look at this. Quickest time by 4/10 over last year's Rookie of the Year winner, Julian Daniels. Here lies Jaden Daniels. So just past the halfway mark of this race. Well, I guess just at it. So we're about halfway through lap 9. And, oh, hi, Con. And that lead is only expanding right now.
Yeah, we haven't really had much movement throughout the field.
Not
And
really.
Denny
I think
Ham
Daniels is up a couple of spots, maybe.
Who has the fastest lap?
Denny Ham by like 4 tenths.
It's interesting.
Like, he's flying. I think part of it's the guys at the back are trapped
Clean
in
air.
traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think part of it's dirty air. I think part of it's just having to react to other cars. You're the greatest
God, that
racer in
car's
MCS.
cursed.
Okay, let me explain this to you, Kong. You have one win across all 3 divisions. Your sub
In
last
7
year.
seasons.
Your sub last year won as many races in that year as you have in your career.
Rough. Chevy Below Racing.com. I love how when we don't know like what to throw in a car, we just add parts to their team name and oops. Oh my god. Sonoma. Like
That's a new one, at least.
KongMotorsportsParts.com. No, ChevyBelowRacing.com is an actual site. What y'all know about Kong Motorsports dying every race? Okay, bye Kong. Go like be a cop or something, I don't know. Yeah, Hunter Kong retired from NASCAR racing to be a full-time cop.
No wonder. The Kyle Busch throwback car, not really making much movement. I think Conway's been probably the best car passing. I can't remember exactly where he started, but wasn't 20th. He's up a couple.
Someone's
Oh,
gotta
he
make
slid.
a mod. Oh, great heavens. Yeah, I'm excited to see D4. That should be fun.
Yeah, I think the lower divisions this year are going to be very competitive. I think there's going to be a lot of parity down there, especially in D4. I think you're not really going to have a dominator of D4.
It's like, yeah, we're dying. Potato, we're dying.
Yeah,
Phantom Ari Jackson, he just threatened our lives.
Yo, ref, we're dead. We are dead, Troy. We.
Yeah, I'm taking you with me, Amari.
Hey, well, we can't run MCS if me and Troy are dead. So.
Yeah.
Especially me right now, but Troy would find a way. Anyways, Edwards Carl closed in about 7 tenths that last lap.
I'll do it from the grave.
Shit, bet. I mean, if he
I'll
keeps gaining
speak through,
7
like-
tenths, he should get there.
Speak through like the shit that Hawking needs. And here comes Edward Carl.
Bro.
Alright. Anyways.
I think we need Kate Scott to commentate a race.
Hell no!
He
Kate
fires!
Scott pisses-
Deep left side! Anyway.
Have you heard the show you after the race? Have you heard the athletics commentator? The girl?
Nope, and I don't want to.
She's so bad. I'm gonna show you later.
Amari,
Okay.
that might be possible. You aren't that good, though. I think the best car is the 03.
Trying to know about Treyway.
Like 21st. That's what I know.
Oh, damn it. Hey, Amari in
Oh,
in
it's
our
it's Breg Giffel.
show. Yeah, Amari in the auto sim thing. Like I have an auto sim sheet of MCS season 8, which I can actually post now since it's been announced. But you like make a cup all the time for some reason. Anyways, Edwards Carl is gonna sell another road course race.
Yup. Second place for life over here. But Ham will continue to pull away, pending a caution essentially.
Yo, what is it with Locust drivers winning non-points paying races?
Yo, these guys will do anything but win an actual points race. Don't worry, Bruce is next.
Jesus.
Speaking of, Bruce is actually having not a bad day.
I think the 37's the only Locust car to ever win.
Yeah, because I guess Gary Collins did it a couple of times. I mainly remember the Las Vegas race for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Why is that the
The
first race?
59 car has never touched victory lane. The 84 car has been up for Lucas.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
That's just a threat.
Wow. That's just a crime. But time ticking in this race, and it looks pretty bleak for the rest of the field. Fun little testing session for a lot of these teams. Denny Ham will come to 2 to go. This is our last lap to get a caution to end it, or to send it to overtime. I mean,
Benny Hamburger.
Edwards Carl finally making way, closing in towards the 84, but it's just too little too late unless Ham makes a mistake. And I believe I said this to Troy, I didn't say it on air, but my choice for Breakout Driver of the Year this year was Denny Ham. Now, obviously, he started from the pole off of a points qualifying situation.
He hasn't been slow. That's the crazy part.
Yeah. That's my point. Although he kind of got a little bit of help, I don't think he'll win any of the road courses off of pace this year, like he may today in the Clash, but albeit a very different environment, he still is able to capitalize. So Ham will take the white flag. Race is official. He pulls about another half a second on the 69. 3-second gap. He has to just nose it home at this point.
Yeah, now granted, he doesn't get shot with the car's cannon.
Yeah.
I think he's fine.
Basically. Ham through the hard braking zone of turn number 3. Up through the little S's towards 4. Just gonna get on the curb a little bit. There's a really good turn 4. Really smooth. And this is how you win these road courses, especially the street courses, is minimizing mistakes, controlling the race, and most of all, staying in the mindset. Denny Ham will pick up his first win, albeit not for points. Denny Ham will pick up the win in Toronto. Welcome to MCS Season 8.
Toronto.
And Long holds on to a 5th. Bush holds on to 6th. What an interesting top 5. Surprisingly, Earnhardt wasn't as good as I thought. Obviously, being the road course ace he is, you never know. You're right, Amari. So, we will see you later this week for the lower divisions.
And the duels.
And the duels, yeah. And then...
Duels, hopefully, tomorrow? Maybe? Or, no, not tomorrow, Wednesday.
Yeah, duels likely Wednesday. And then we'll figure out the rest of the schedule, but plan is to run the entirety of Speed Weeks this week. And we will see you there. Au revoir.